Please, let me introduce myself. My name is Greg Lacedra. I'm a candidate for Ward 1 Councilor for our great city of Revere. First, let me give you a brief background on myself for the good people who do not know me at this time. I'm a lifelong Ward 1 resident, having lived my entire life on Pearl Avenue, educated in the Revere public schools with a college background in business. I'm now self-employed. Raised by my loving parents, Rose and Gary Lacedra, also of Pearl Avenue, I was taught the valuable lessons of family, friends, neighbors, and most importantly, money. Yes, folks, the value of money, and the need to budget for our future. My parents also taught me that a man is only as good as his word, and that a man should mean what he says and say what he means. In other words, tell the truth whether it's good, bad, or ugly. This last lesson is easier said than done, especially in politics today. And that is one of the main reasons I'm seeking the office of Revere City Council. Today, I come to you in hopes of gaining your support and hopefully winning your vote for Ward 1 Councilor this November. In order to win that support, I must show you that I am different than the current Ward 1 Councilor, and that in the long run, we can both benefit from my future leadership as your City Councilor. First, I would like to be a full-time councilor, something that Ward 1 has been lacking for some time. Being self-employed, I am able to craft my hours to give Ward 1 a full-time candidate. In fact, many of you are being told that the present Ward 1 Councilor has stated he is both a full-time councilor and available 24/7 as a councilor for the residents of Ward 1. This is simply not true. In one of my recent trips to the 45 Dolphin Avenue Senior Complex, many residents told me that they have not seen the current Ward 1 Councilor since last election, and that numerous calls, they go to him unanswered. Maybe because he works full-time for Massport. Whatever the reasons, the residents of Revere deserve better. Secondly, I'm the only fiscal conservative on the ballot with private sector experience in business. My opponent is a lifelong state career employee at Massport, and he served Ward 1 Council off and on for about 20 years. One can imagine the longevity pay the current Ward 1 Councilor makes by being a career state employee with over 20 years of service and having been your Ward 1 Councilor for the last 20 years total. In fact, why should the taxpayers of Revere pay twice as much for the current Ward Councilor who does only half as much as a part-time councilor? It is simply ludicrous and certainly not cost-effective. Thirdly, I plan on serving the residents of Ward 1 in the city of Revere by fighting the already burdensome city fees or the raising current city fees in these bad economic times. We as a city must learn to cut costs, budget within our means, and to stop needless expenditures. People are hurting in Revere, and burdensome city fees only add to that pain and misery. Lastly, I will pledge to answer each and every call. If not immediately, I promise to get back to every caller with at least an answer. Because as your city councilor, it would be my duty and sole responsibility to have an answer for the residents of Ward 1. In closing, I simply ask that you give me a chance to serve you as your Ward 1 Councilor by casting your vote for me on November 8th. And please, feel free to call me anytime, 617-388-4440, with any and all questions or concerns, or any ideas you might have to improve Ward 1 and to serve you better. I humbly thank you, and may God bless you all.